Yes, welcome to RTL Online Training. So, RTL Online Training is one of the leading training providers in Oracle technologies, especially in Oracle Fusion Cloud, and also in the Python and data science and blockchain technologies. We are here with our self-paced trainings and online trainings, and also the classroom with placement based out in Bangalore. Okay, so in this particular session, we are going to discuss how we can configure our chart of accounts and primary ledger, and also how to make the current user is having the access to the general ledger and create a simple journal. As we discussed in our previous sessions already, session by session and topic by topic. So in this session, I'm going a little bit faster to complete the entire process in another 40 minutes. In another 40 minutes, we are going to do it. So let's enter into the application. Before we enter into the application, let's just navigate into our website, rtlonlinetraining.com. So once you enter into rtlonlinetraining.com, so you'll be able to our home page with all the courses here. So you can search based on the category here, Fusion HCM2 and technical, financial, supply chain management and integration. And you can go ahead with author based on the author also. Just we launched this course with 12 courses with this particular platform, 12 courses. We are planning to go ahead more than 1,000 courses with all the platforms. We are based out here. And you can go through every course here. Once you go through the course, you'll come to know the price for this course and the syllabus, and you can also go for some of the demo sessions where you can understand how we are going to have the teaching. And if you want to be a master in this particular area, then you can go ahead with this courses, enrollment of courses. When you go for an enrollment of courses, you have three options for enrollment through online payment. You'll have an option through credit card and PayPal. If you are doing it from mobile, you have an option to go ahead with Google Pay also. GPay also is available. Okay, so let's go back here and go for all courses and select the course, whatever the course you would like to enroll. Just go for the course and go down here. You can go for preview of the starting sessions. Every session you will find the information text and also the video lessons and also the documents downloading, and you will also find the excellent quizzes also, documents, and this is our training videos. And after completion of the video, then you will have a the questionnaire, questions and answers, this all. Okay, so let's enroll and get the best knowledge out of this, and you can download some of the options over here, and you can go for give the comment about that by going for enrollment of this particular course. Okay, so let's enter into our Fusion applications. So in the current today's session, we are going to run the complete GL process, the basic setups which are required for general ledger. So first we would like to go for value sets. I would like to have three segments here: company, department, and account. For account, I would like to use built-in value set, corporate account. And for company and department, I would like to go for create new value sets. So let's go back to our application. Go to our implementation projects. Select the implementation project, financials. So I'm going ahead with selecting financial implementation project. Go for here. So once we go for an implementation project, go to the task, manage value sets. Yeah, let's go to manage value sets. And I'm creating two value sets right now. One is for company segment and the other one is for department segment. Let me go with. So I'm going ahead with the name called docs. This is the naming convention I'm going to follow. For this, let's go for the application as general ledger. Validation type independent, text, I would like to go with text options here, character data type, and text. I would like to go for maximum 3. Save and close. Let me go for one more value set. Department. Jobs department. Validation type independent, character, and we are going for text. Department, I would like to go for max 4 digits, 4 characters. That's, and then go for save and close. So value sets are ready. Whatever we required for our, let me go for remove it. So we did value sets. Now I'm going to create chart of accounting structure. So go back to our value sets. Sorry, go to our implementation project. Manage chart of accounts, chart of accounting structure. Go to this task. We already discussed about the key flux fields and descriptive flux fields and value sets in our through website, and you will also find that in our application. So let me go for create a structure here. I'm creating new structure, flux structure, key flux field, and hyphen. I would like to go for save it and have 3 segments: company, jobs, company. API name system it takes automatically, and display width I would like to go with 5, and column name like to go with segment 1, default value set. I would like to go for our jobs value set. Search here. So select the value set company, and we already know that company is a primary balancing segment. So select this. We have 3 balancing segment: primary, secondary, and third balancing segment. In our sessions, we already discussed what is the difference between all this. I'm just going ahead with selecting primary balancing segment company. So then go for department. Let's go for department. It takes API name automatically. Segment name, I'm just going ahead with 5, and segment 2 is this, and the value set code I'm going to have this. Yeah, jobs value set code, and go for department this. And generally we go for department as a cost center, but it's not mandatory. Only 2 things are mandatory. One is company, another one is a account, balancing segment, and natural account. Natural account. This is going to have let's say 5 digits. Display width. Let me go for segment 3. That's what we would like to go with this. And the corporate account. So we would like to go for the value set. This is built in because you'll find all these values corporate account, and select it's a natural account segment, and go for save and close. So after completion of the segments and the structure, we must go for define the structure instance. We must go for define the structure instance. Why it is required, we have already discussed in our previous sessions. We already talked about this. Why it is required. Let's go for define the instance. It's mandatory because instance only we are going to attach to our ledger. Okay. So let's go for jobs. Okay. Key flux field. It's enabled. Dynamic combination is allowed, and flux key flux field. We can make some changes here, like properties or value sets. If we want to change, yes, we can do it. Let me go for edit here, and I'm going to make all the segments are mandatory for this here. I'm going to make it all are mandatory over here. It is. So let's go for segment this and go for save and close. So we defined key flux field structure instance. After that, we'll go for deploy the flux field. We'll go for deployment of flex field. Take some time, maybe 1 or 2 minutes time, not more than that. It's going to tell us is there any segments are not valid or any other value sets or any other problems are there. It's going to update with us. Now it's valid. So all the segments, value sets, whatever we have defined, it's everything is fine. Now there are 35 validations defined by Oracle. Now it's everything is fine. All the segments are validated successfully. Now we can use this particular chart of accounts in our ledger once it is completed. Okay. So let's go back to our key flux field here once it is done. Still, OK button is not enabled. It takes a couple of seconds. Now it's done. Deployment successfully done. We can see the deployment status here. That's chart of accounting structure and structure instance we have successfully completed. Then segments we created, assign value sets to segment. Chart of instance deployment is done. Now we will go for enter the segment values. Let's go for enter the segment values here. Manage chart of accounts, value set values. We are using 3 value sets, right? Xerox company, Xerox department, and corporate account. For corporate account, it's not required because already values are there. For company and department value sets, I'm going to enter over here. So let me enter 2 values. One is Xerox Corporation, another one is 01. I'm going to have Xerox Corporation. Let's allow posting, allow budgeting is all fine. Another one is Xerox Electronics. We are going to have 2 values for this particular values. Sorry. It allows max 3, right? Go for save and close. Then go for second value set department. Manage values here. I'm going to have here it is. Go for only 3 departments. One is finance, another one is sales, another one is admin. 3 departments we are going to have it. Right? Go for save and close. Another value set is corporate account. For this, already we have the values. The built-in value set given by Oracle, and we are going to have this. Go to manage values button, click search. We'll be able to find the values over here, and go for save and close. So now the value set values we have entered successfully. Value set values we have entered successfully. Let's go back to here. Right. Assign value attributes to this. Value set values we have entered and everything is fine. Now we are going to create a ledger. Before that, we need an currency. Currency actually we don't need to go for create because almost all the currencies we have. Manage currency. Manage currencies. That's a task name. Go to this task. We'll find US dollar. Let's go for this. It's already enabled and we don't have any end date. We can use this currency. And now we are going for accounting calendar method. Accounting method we will use built-in standard, and I'm going for create an accounting calendar. So I would like to have 12 periods per year, 1 adjustment period. So total 30. Xerox calendar. So I'm going to have this start date. I would like to say from 1st January. That's a starting point. and its monthly calendar, I would like to take it as logs separated. That's the name of the period I would like to have, and I need one adjustment period once at year end. Click next button and go for save and close. We got the periods automatically. We'll get total 3 quarters, sorry, 4 quarters. We got it here. Then we are able to find the adjustment period end of this. That's success. Let me go for create a ledger over here. Now we are going to create a manage primary ledger. So let's go to the task, manage primary ledgers. Yeah, we are going to create a ledger. Logs ledger. That's the name of this. And I'm going to have the chart of accounts, logs, accounting calendar, logs, US dollar, standard accrual. This is how we'll define the ledger with 4 C's: currency, calendar, chart of accounts, and compliance method, accounting method that we are using built in standard accrual. Then after that, obviously, once the ledger is done, we need to attach our legal entity to the ledger. So let's go back to the task. First, we will create a legal entity. So let me go to the task, create legal entity. Go to selected scope, and I would like to go for create a new legal entity here. Let me go for creation of new legal entity. I would like to assign this, yes, Xerox legal entity, identify, and then start date is from 2020, and it's a legal employer and PSU and legal address. Let me take some built-in address and place of registration, let's say New York City, having some registration details. Go for save and close. Let's attach this legal entity to the ledger. So we are going to assign this legal entity to the ledger. So there is a task name called assign legal entities. Go to the task, assign legal entities. Sorry. Assign legal entities. Go to this particular task here and selected scope and choose your ledger here. Name of the ledger we are going to have. Press enter key. And we'll be able to find the ledger. Within the ledger, we can have either one legal entity or multiple legal entities. Let me search for our legal entity, whatever we have defined. Successfully we did close. And one very important thing, your legal entity must be associated with legislative data group. Very important. Generally, it will be done in HCM and human capital management. Go to the task, manage legal entity HCM information, and select the legal entity here. Here we are going to have the legal entity. And once we choose this legal entity, and it's showing us that it's a legal employer and also it is a PSU. So we can find, go for edit and go to the tab called PSU, because we would like to hire an employee and then we would like to go for created journals, right? That's the reason I'm going to make it as PSU and associate with the legislative data. But after creating this particular setup, we need to again test once, because in demo instances, sometimes this legal entity will not be able to associate with our legislative data group. That's why we need to cross check once. Fine, it's success. We don't have any issues. Now we can go for next step. So we created the ledger successfully. Let's go back to our specify ledger options. Some basic options we need to configure here. We are going to have the journals options, like which language you would like to go for, specify the journals, and also we are going to specify the retained earnings account, because we are going to have now the ledger we have selected secondary ledger anyway, it's not required for us. So what we have to do is we need to go for a primary ledger task. We have to go for primary ledger. See, there are two options here. See, there is an option called define secondary ledger. That is not required right now. We need the second option. Go to specify ledger options. And we are already in the scope of our ledger. Let's go back to our Xerox ledger. This is, and we already mentioned the calendar, first period and future enterable periods. And only thing we need to do two setups. One is which language you would like to enter your journals, and also retained earning account. We already discussed about retained earning accounts in our previous sessions, because whenever we are specifying an account combinations, we need to calculate the profit and loss reports, right? That's going to be here. So I'm just mentioning the retained earning account as 13500. No, not this one. This comes under payments. Let me search. I forgot the exact number. Sorry, every time I used to forget this. Let me go for contains retained earnings and press OK. So this is the retained earning account which we have specified. A lot of other options are there. You want to go for external approvals and import options, intercompany sequences. This all we have discussed in our training sessions, both in online and self-paced trainings, and as well as in the placement batch, in the classroom trainings. So you can attempt for that. After specify ledger options, then we will go ahead with legal address is done. Actually, we have not created legal address. There is some problem. If you create a new legal address and attach to your legal entity, then you cannot associate your legal entity with legislative data. That's the reason what I did is I have used built-in legal address. Generally, when we are working in the project, as it is going to be a fresh instance, there won't be any problem. So that's not an issue. We already done this. We already attached legislative data group to the legal entity to LDC. We already assigned legal entity to primary ledger also. We have done. The next one is assign balancing segment values to the legal entity. Nothing but a company, because in our chart of accounts, whatever we have defined, it has got two values, right? 01 and 02 company values that we are supposed to assign to our legal entity to make sure that we can enter the journals. We can enter the journal. So let's go back to here. Assign legal entity. Assign. Let's go back to assign legal entities task here. And then here is option assign balancing segment values to legal entity. We are already in the scope of our ledger. Let's open the task here. Let's go for open the task. And this is what our ledger, and this is what our legal entity. And we are going to have the values. Let's go for assign this. Two values I'm going to add so that we can go for create accounting transactions over here. Let's go for save and close. Yes. Now we have defined successfully this. And finally, we need to run one program, review and submit program, because it's going to prepare some cubes to generate our data. You can see that company values are associated with the legal entity and the ledgers. Everything is done. That's right. So let's go back to our next option. If you want to go with create a business unit, obviously it's required, because when we are hiring an employee, business unit is required. If you are from e-business background, Oracle applications background, the business unit is nothing but operating unit. Business unit is nothing but an operating unit. Let's go back to manage business unit. So what's your requirement? I want to create new business unit. Let me create. So once we create a business unit, let me go for what's Xerox BU, and I'm going to select the location is somewhere Redwood City and common set. This we are going to have the reference data set, nothing but set of data we are going to refer to our business unit. And after that, we'll go for assign our business unit to the legal entity. Now, the important question in the interview is, what's the name of the task to assign your business unit to the legal entity? So assign business unit, business function. So I'm going to select that this is my business unit, BU, and business unit is nothing but a branch where we are doing main business operations, where we are performing main business operations. So we'll find all these options over here, and let's go back to, I'm just enabling all sales, procurement, payables, and then choose the ledger and legal entity. This is the task where we are going to associate our business unit with legal entity and ledger. Here we can find, this is very important task. This is what we have assigned. So let's go for save and close. Fine, our business unit, everything is ready. So let's go back to our, let me hire one employee, non-users, manage non-employee, financial user, manage users task. Go to the task, manage users. I'm going to create. We know that in Fusion applications, it's a RBAC, role-based access control. Based on the role, user can access. I'm going to mention John Abraham. Okay, fine. John555 gmail.com. Let's go for username John _ ABL Abraham Lincoln. That's a username I would like to have, and we must choose the person type as employee and what's the legal employer name. So that's what Jobs legal entity. And what about the business unit? Jobs business unit. So what we did is we hired an employee called Mr. John Abraham Lincoln, and the username we said John _ ABL. And we hired as an employee for this legal employer and this particular business unit. So this is for non-HCM users like finance, supply, or CRM users. If it is HCM, then we need to hire an employee and create the user account. It's a different process we have to follow. So then there are 5 roles which is required for general ledger, and out of that 2 are mandatory. One is general accountant, and general accounting manager. That's 2 roles are required. That's what I'm going to do it now. So let's go back to Navigator. If you want to assign the role to the user, you should have the access to the security console. So if you have an access to the security console, yes, we can go for manage the users and then go for assign the roles to the users. Let's search for this user, and then we are going to have the roles. Let me reset the password. So I'm just going to mention the password here. Now after that, I'm going to assign 2 roles which are required for general ledger. Before that, we will assign one basic abstract role. This is required for every user called employee role. There are different types of roles we'll be discussing in our training actually. So general accountant, that's a role we are going to have. And then after that, general accounting manager. General accounting manager. That's another role. Okay. Whenever we assign the role, user can access only the application, but we also need to give the access to the data, right? We need to give the data access. So we have assigned 2 roles, and we need to give the data access. Whenever user login, a user can check, open the forms which are related to general ledger, but actually which ledger data user should access. That is important, right? Which ledger data they are supposed to access. So I'm providing the data access for this. I'm going to provide data access for this. So it's very important thing. So we can assign either one ledger or multiple ledgers, depends on the requirement for the client. Let me go to financials functional area, go to the task, manage data access for users. And once we enter into this environment, it's a combination of user and roles. Generally in EBS, we used to select the profile options. Here we are going to have the user and role name. Select username and role name and data access set. Nothing but your ledger. Nothing but a ledger. That's what we are going to assign. So I'm going for select two roles here. Both the roles I'm going to select. If you want to assign multiple ledgers, same task. Again, you have to select a username. Again, select the same role, but ledger is different. Now, what we did, we have selected the user and role, and we assigned the data access. After this, we must run one program called LDAP, Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. What it will do is go to initial users, run this program, run user and roles synchronization process. It will retrieve the latest LDAP changes which are happened for all the users and roles. For all the users and roles, it's mandatory. We must run this process. Then only whatever the roles and data access we have given for our users, that's going to be accessible. That's going to be accessible. It is going to synchronize that. Okay, so that's fine. So now we have assigned roles. Now we are going to log out from the current user and log in with a user. Let me log out from current user and log in with the new user, whatever we have created. And I'm just going to have the name here. It is just log into the applications. So this is a general process. Most of the people, when they are working in demo instances, end of the week or end of the 2 weeks, sometimes the data will be refreshed. Due to some number of reasons, Oracle will go ahead with the refresh. That time how to make the things are within 30 minutes. This will be the procedure. Now go to user, and this is employee roles. Employee role can access. Now general accounting. Go to period close because we would like to open the periods first. So obviously we need to open the periods first. After that we'll go for create a journal and post. So general ledger periods are not yet opened. Select the first period, obviously January 20, the previous month, and current month I'm going to open it February 20. So let me refresh it. Yeah. And after completion of the second, and we can go ahead with this process. That's fine. Let me go for open this also, February period. It's done. Okay. So 2 periods we have opened successfully. And today is 27th and it's valid up to another 2 days, 29th. And then we are going to have March next period. That's fine, not an issue. You can open it again after 2 days. Now GL periods are open and a lot of other options are there, payables and other. So let me go for create journals. I'm going to create one simple journal. So when in Fusion applications, you want to create a single journal or multiple journals, doesn't matter. We must go for creation of journal batch and then journal. Automatically journal batch created. In case you can see that ledger which is assigned for the current user. I'm going to say that Xerox first batch. Actual journal and its period, and I'm going to have first journal. This is our ledger and period 27th February 2020, and we are going to find the lines here, and it's a manual entry, right? The source of this journal is manual source. I'm selecting corporation and let's say the first department, finance. I would like to have this is having some buildings. Let's say we have some buildings purchase. Would like to go ahead with amount as $99. Let me go for cash account, which is credit. Right, that's $99. We can see the status of this. This is a manual source. Approval is not required. Budget not attempted. Batch status is not posted. Still it is incomplete, and go for save this journal. Yes, we need to choose that category. I'm just going for adjustment category here. So let's go for select this, save, and go for complete this journal. After completion of this journal, let's go for post it. So I just posted the journal in this particular the first journal we have posted successfully, and we can see the status also here selected for posting. Refresh the page over here, we can find the transactions. This is the process. Okay, so let's go through this entire process and make the things are clear. If you are looking for any Oracle Fusion Financials training, online or classroom or placement, and we started self-paced trainings, you can also check it here. Here you can go for our courses, all courses. Given if somebody is already cleared with the general ledger, yes, you can go ahead with learning account payables, account receivables, procurement, inventory. These all options. For example, if I go for account payables, it's around $25 cost, and you will see the complete syllabus of this account payables, what you are going to learn in around 25 hours. It's not only this, we are going to keep on add the courses, keep on add the videos in this particular one. Okay, and you can also find the account receivables and also find the procurement. Excellent self-paced training keep on going on, and you can also find the support. You will have an always interaction with the trainer. Log into this particular telegram group. Once the enrollment is done, you'll be able to interact with this trainer also is a part of this, so that you can easily go for learn and interact with the trainer and clarify the doubts. Okay, thank you, and support us to get and provide more, and you will find an YouTube channel which is having more than 4,000 subscribers exclusively for Oracle applications and Oracle Fusion Cloud options will find here. Okay, so next level you are going to get more and other technologies also. Thank you everyone. Thanks for your valuable time.